Okay, folks, Bill from Little White Dory, inside my rolling greenhouse, and we have our starts here. These are probably peppers, I think. I don't remember what kind. They are mini bells, and while they're starting, these guys are about 3 weeks, and I think they should be further along. I'm not sure if I've got bad nutrients or if I've got a bad temperature, too much water, not sure. Same thing. Here you can see that the soil's a little drier. I didn't miss them, but this is just being bottom watered. Yeah, there's water in there. I tried to level these off a little earlier today. And of course we get into our tomatoes. They're doing good. We've got some purple and Genovese basil. You may have heard me talk about them in the past. I've got more tomato plants coming in. Kind of get a feel for them. Oh, good. The heater just went off, which just tells me that it's keeping this area the temperature that I want it to be, which right now I have it set for 72 degrees. So it just went up to 73.9, and as such, the heat went off. More tomatoes in here. By the way, this little heat contraption, it's kind of cool. This one was a little pricey because I bought it. It was the first one I bought. Now you see you can get them for a lot less. Not everything. I mean, I'm looking in here. There's 2 cells that didn't germinate. 2 more back there. 4, 6 maybe. These are zinnias. They're happy. Over here we've got some tomatoes, which, you know, I planted these, let's see, April 5th, so what are they, about 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks? So these went out into this greenhouse 2 days ago when we had gorgeous, gorgeous weather. And we even have some more down here. And in a panic, my wife and I decided that instead of trying to bring everything back in the house, I'm going to just head back out and you'll kind of get a feel. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. It's kind of congested in here. We just stuck it in. There's a nice wood stove. All right, there's a spin around here. So you kind of get a feel for what I'm looking at here. This is the greenhouse, okay? That little heater on the floor just pumps it up and everything is working lovely. It needs a ceiling fan is what it needs. And that's the temperature sensor hanging there. So I'm going to close this up. And I hear the heat coming back on. That's good. As I'm here, I might as well turn these lights out. They're not really helping any. I have a pull chain here. And then I have that one I can set off from a wall switch. So, as I scooch by here, I'll get you an idea as to what we're looking at. And that's what we're looking at. The greenhouse, chicken coop, brooder, whatever you want to call it, on wheels, slid into the garage with a little heater in it. There is no heat in this garage. Well, there is heat. As a matter of fact, I just turned the heat off. You can see there's a vent here. This is insulated, but the garage door isn't, so I generally don't heat it. But now, that one's good. Then we have over here, still trucking along here is my big red wagon. I think I'm going to call it the tomato wagon. I think I'm going to write on here tomato wagon, or a big tomato and then tomato wagon on the bottom. I don't know, something. I got to come up with it soon. More stuff from this side. I took the zinnias out of here. Let's see, I can stick a camera in through here and get a quick peek as to what's going on. Let's see, there we go. And you can see there's just, you know, tons of tomato plants in here. They're all happy, but we haven't had any sunlight. Whoops. So without sunlight, it makes it a little tricky. Put that back. And in here, let's see if I can do a quick peek through this way. Maybe. I haven't tried. Oh yeah. So you can see through here that we have all the zinnias now, and they're individually potted. There's a few 2 flats of tomatoes in here as well, but these have all been individually potted up, and We're going to get them out on the for sale signs quickest. And basically this whole greenhouse is, put together with just some poly film. Oops, let's see if we can get that. There we go. I'm just putting these clips back on. And that's it. It's held in place with these 79-cent clips from Harbor Freight. Just put that there. And then these two clamps, I have the wooden frame in there. But it's tied in a bunch in the back over on this end. When the season gets better, I'll take this off and I'll double it up and I have both ends open, or at least one end open. I won't need the heat to be trapped. And so that's that. Chickens are all wishing that it was a little bit drier and sunnier, but they're doing the thing that they do. Garlic, still looking good. We've got a pretty good sized dent in the pile of wood chips that we had purchased and delivered. You can see. I'd say I have about, I don't know, what is that, a half a yard? Not even. Out of 5 still to go. And I think a lot of that will be spread out in here. What are you thinking there, girls? Huh? You all having a good day? It's going to rain again. I feel it. It's dripping now. They're just kind of having a bummer day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the 8 ones over there. Huh, girls? So they were in here clearing out for me again. I haven't really planted anything in the garden yet. I don't know what that is growing over there. Let's look at that. But we've got some weeds growing in here for a change, and I'm going to take care of that. I'll let them in again. This area is sort of a work in progress and staging. I haven't bothered even putting the door down because the other end is so destroyed that I think it's okay to just leave it open as a canopy, like a cave. Anyway, that's what I've got going on there. We did a lot of work up in the front of the house. I really started grooming my gardens on the side over here. Don't mind the little chicken nest box, but we backfilled in here with wood chips, and it's not raked out so perfectly yet, nor has it been completely weeded, but I took the time to get everything out. This is sad. This is a little a bird's nest. I'm going to come in close because I know it's no longer a bird's nest, but it was kind of cute. There were 2 eggs in here, and then I think it was abandoned. But maybe something will come back. My tulips here are pretty much done. My oregano is coming back, I think, from last 10 years ago. Gosh. Some more roses, and this is crepe myrtle. Which makes me wonder, are these crepe myrtle pods here got seeds in them? I don't know. You know, if crepe myrtles create seeds, I'm looking at this, I don't know if this is seeds or not. I gotta think it must be seeds. I'll have to look it up and see if you can. Yeah, that's definitely seeds. I'll have to come back and explore that. Maybe I can grab some of them and see if I can get them to germinate. Some roses. And then we have this area here, which is, I call it the carport. The problem with the carport is it's the staging area that's covered. So everything winds up under here. And right now, we have, I bought a, I call it a shade sail to go up here. It'll come this down and it'll give me some good shade on this section here. You know, I have no trees that provide shade, so I kind of have to make it myself. Which is, you know, it's funny because, whatever. Some stuff over here, we're working on projects. You know, I've seen some of this stuff before, but, you know, right now I have these rolling racks in here and I'm staging all my supplies on it. You can see I've got my, I'm gonna come over here. That way the coloring will come in. I've got my flower pots, which at $1 a piece, yeah, there's a couple $100 worth of flower pots there. This is true. These are 240 solo cups for $10. And I just bought today these are 18 ounce. I bought some 10 ounce white ones that were 400 plus for $10. So, you know, even if I sell them for $1. But these cost $1. I'll probably put 3 or 4 zinnias in each, and or some herbs, or who knows what combinations. And I'll probably sell these for, I would say, I was discussing with my wife, maybe we'll ask $8 for this size, $6 for this size, $5 for the plastic, and $2.50 or maybe $3 for the solo cups, which would be up a little from last year. But that's the basic inventory here. All right, folks. Let's see. I'll go inside and show you the basement where we're at. So, no more indoor greenhouse. We've got my space back. Got my tool cabinet sort of organized. We got the table saw back where it belongs. Got a table to work on. We still have our plotting up. This cart has been just phenomenal. And then we have the two. You know, I'm always thinking about this. I should lower my hand and my perspective because I'm so tall. Everything's looking down. So these racks over here, they're basically the same setup. Let me back up just a little bit. I can point. The logic is heat rises, so if I put my heat on the bottom, it'll trickle up. I wrapped this one here with some corrugated plastic board, and I had a banner, like a canvas, heavy canvas banner that's around the back. So both of these now have heat that will go up and just warm whatever's above it. Even if it's only slightly, it's better than nothing. So I still right now have, move this out of the way, still have 4 trays down here that have started germinating. They're peppers, but they still need more time. I figure the inside temperature on that one is about 75 degrees. The bottom heat temperature is set for 83. But you can kind of get a feel for roughly the temperature that it would be, 70 to 80. And you can see there's the temperature gauge. It's saying it's 70 inside, not on the bottom. The bottom is where it's showing the temperature over here, which is 83.6 currently. So what I have is, the concept is they start down here. They don't need lights, so there's no lights on this rack or this rack. This rack is my older set of 4 individual heating pads. And I do have lights above them. And then another rack with lights, another rack with lights, another rack with lights. And then the top has become storage. This top section here is the only section that'll handle having a tray with the humidity dome on it. So currently I have a few things that I kind of felt, this is what I like to do, just so I can. These are some orange habaneros and red serranos. They're just not, well, one of them is doing well. The other hasn't come up as quickly, so it needs a little more time. I want to keep it on humidity, but it doesn't need the heat anymore. In here we have some nasturtium. These guys are interesting. They're very leggy, but I don't think that was my fault. I think that's just the nature of the beast. We have some different kinds of tomatoes. So there's one I have, it's called a container choice. Another one is a baby boomer. And then in this row, these 2 rows here, I have something that's called a Cape gooseberry. It's actually a ground cherry, similar to something I had last year. This is zinnias, the Thumbelina mix, just smaller dwarf mini zinnias. More peppers. These are, excuse me, no, this is a tomato. This is called a mushroom basket. They're looking good. They're still young. They're only, let's see, they were planted on the 17th, so 2 weeks. And we've got over here some Thornburns terracotta, some delicious, 2 different kinds. Another set of zinnias. These are called Giant Violet Queen, and they're purple. Over here we have a polar bear zinnia, which is this big white ball. It's going to be a pretty one. Hope it all works out. Over here, more of them. It's easier if I can do that than I can read it. These are more peppers there. You can, let's see if I can, I think you can see that there's, I'm sure it's focusing. Let's see. I don't think I can get it to focus inside. No, it's just going to keep focusing. But you can kind of see in there that there's some green. if I do this, they sort of make a window, but there's my starts. These guys are just looking so delicate. These are 2 hybrid tomatoes I'm doing. One is called the Baby Boomer, it's like a cherry, and a super steak, which is like a big beef steak. Here's one that hasn't germinated enough yet. Get a peek in there. These are some slow bolt cilantro. I think they don't need the heat. I think they probably work okay outside. Again, these are Cheyennes and some sweet crispy reds and the Phileas Blues from Baker's Creek. I'm going to do that again. These, oops, where's my hand? I got to back up. You notice I zoom in and zoom out, and then I can't see what I'm pointing to. This row here is 2 rows of the Phileas Blue, which I'm kind of curious about. They look kind of interesting on the Baker's Creek catalog. They got me. Down this way, some pineapple tomato, doing good for their age. Some San Marzanos, they got a little leggy, I don't know why. Some yellow pear. And over here we've got some scarlet kale. These need to go outside too. I should go grab them right now and bring them out. And then again, more down in the basement on the bottom that are still on heat. And they, I know, are still also peppers. They like to be a little warmer, a little longer. So that's it, folks. That's the update. I'm going to swing this around. Whew, got the light on. I don't usually leave the light on. What else? We're doing well here in this quarantining. Considering I live on an island with 7.5 million people, I'm okay. My wife's okay. Nobody who lives right around me has had any issues. At least not that I know of. Closest to me would be someone that my wife works with or worked with. She's now at home. She's an educator. She's a school principal, so she's doing her schooling from home. It's kind of crazy. But no, I don't really have anybody that's nobody close. Although I've heard reports that people in my own hometown here in Oakdale, New York, are coming down with it. The one statistic I'm baffled by is I don't understand. They give us all these numbers, but nobody's ever said, and compared to this time last year, what were the numbers? And I don't mean numbers of people dying from this. Obviously, if it wasn't here, they didn't die from that. But are we talking about these numbers as being anybody who died or just ones related to COVID? And how are we making that determination? So how many people would normally die? How many people died? What's the difference? I'm curious. Okay, folks, you all have a good day. This is really going long. Bye-bye.